Hello, gentle viewers. This is Guardian, welcoming you back to Out of the Park Baseball 26 with the Chicago White Sox. In our previous episode, we completed another off-season, and we'll talk a little bit more about that in a second. But first, let's talk about the comments that I got last week. As always, very insightful comments. I really appreciate it. First, we have Ironhead34 again, kind of a legend on this channel, I think, who first, because of the way scouting actually changed for the draft, he says that's why sudden crashes have been happening. Like you draft them and then in just a few months, they're just nothing. I do agree that might be part of it, but I also distinctly remember this happening in previous versions too. He says go for a neutral scout to try to avoid the favor's tools, and maybe that'll make a difference. Very possible. Very possible. And that may be an approach that we take here in the not-too-distant future. Second thing he brought up is players in OOTP 26 hold their potential longer, up till age 30. So this is just more incentive to make sure we're paying close attention to the statistics. So, great thoughts there, to 100%. And definitely don't be tricked into getting people because they have really high potential. Because again, they may never reach it, which has always been true in baseball history, but I think is still a valuable reminder. Jessica Ross 9841 adds, she's pretty sure that LOS percentage is the same as LOB percentage, which is the percentage of base runners that a pitcher strains on base. In other words, prevents from scoring. So that's the difference. You want them to strand people on base, which is perfectly logical, and I don't know why I didn't make that connection last episode, but thank you very much, Jessica. That is 1,000% how that works, and that makes perfect sense now. So it actually means that he looked like a really good pitcher. So he specifically mentioned Justin Goldstein with his super high potential. I get it. I am more than willing to let him chill out on the roster and see how he turns out, but fair play. He's already 26. He hasn't made significant strides. Maybe he never does. A very realistic possibility, but we'll see what happens here. Okay, so what do we do in the offseason? A lot of these games are going to look very, very familiar to you. One new change is Chris Rainsford. We're going to make him our everyday third baseman, come hell or high water. And we're just going to see what we have here. He's proven he can hit minor league pitching. He has nothing left to prove in the minor leagues. Keeping him there only hurts us without really, helping us. So, welcome to the big leagues, Chris Ransford. I hope you can stay. I hope you prove to be a complimentary piece. But for right now, we're going easy on you. We're going to put you to the ninth, bottom of the lineup. I just want you to play third base. I want you to hit baseballs, and the rest will take care of itself. The other new name is at the top of the lineup, Nick Morabito. Nick Morabito is somebody that we picked up in free agency. Somebody that I think had not really gotten proper opportunities in the major leagues before. And now we're going to give him that opportunity. We're going to see what there is in his arsenal and his toolkit. He could be our center fielder. I want Bautista to handle that job for now. But so those are the two big names that weren't there before. In the rotation, these are mostly old friends. Jason Sabacool was our big free agent signing, so to speak. He's maybe a better example of the phenomenon that Ironhead talked about, where he's 28 years old, but he still shows as having a fair bit of potential. I hope he reaches it. He has a good work ethic. He has good baseball IQ. He has produced in the major leagues, sort of. It just seems like they just won't give him a consistent job. So we're going to be that team. And then Ray Hoisington. I always call him Roy. It's Ray. See, it says Ray. R-A-Y. Ray. A 12th round pick. Keep that in mind. A 12th round pick is going to start meaningful games for us. Is he going to be any good? I have no idea. But I'm willing to give him that chance. I'm willing to let him try. Because he has been pretty good in the minor leagues. Like his statistical record definitely says he can be a highly effective pitcher. Now the question is, can he do it in the majors? And I don't know. I genuinely don't know. But it's going to be a lot of fun finding out. We have some other people ready to go if we want to get a shot in the rotation. Specifically, Brian Williams. Um, I could probably call him up now, but I think there is a ton of value in letting him actually start in the minor leagues, letting him actually get some experience before we call him up. Um, but I think his time in the minors will be quite short. We're going to be very aggressive with him. If he turns out that he can dominate high A, he'll face double A pitchers this season. Potentially be even being called up by the All Star break. Um, the only thing that would slow him down is injury or really poor performance because I don't want to rush him. I want him to get the opportunity to grow in the minor leagues before we push him up to the majors. So Trent Maben is probably ready for the major leagues. If we did have an outfield injury, I think he'd be on the very short list to be called up. Um, we'll see though. A lot of these guys are just pure potential at this point, since we really have no idea how good they'll actually be. So, bullpen is mostly old friends. Brett Highfield is now our closer. This is why you draft a reliever in the second round, right? So that he can be a top tier pitcher. I don't know what he's going to stay there, but I'm at least willing to let him try. And then some other people. I think Cade Smith is somebody I would like to. I've only got to deal with him for one more year. Um, but I am concerned about him. I don't think he is the pitcher he used to be. Um, the strikeouts dropping off maybe means I got suckered last year. Because before that, he's pretty consistent, right? Like, he's pretty consistent strikes per nine. His walk rate has fluctuated quite a bit. He's still a piece of my bullpen, but he's somebody that I really wish we didn't have just because of the expense. If we get deeper into the league and somebody really wants him, we'll probably trade him. But at least for right now, it's nice having the depth in the bullpen. We don't really have any dominant relievers other than he's probably overdue for a major role upgrade, but he's actually going to be pitching a lot more this year. This is going to be a great opportunity for him. This is going to be a chance for him to show that he can really handle both left and right-handed pitching. And if he performs the way that we think we will, he's going to be in line for a bigger role in the future. We have a ton of good pitchers. It's just none of them are really separated out just yet, other than Highfield. Eric Powers, a 17th round draft pick. He could be a special one, though. He could be really special. So we're going to find out. We're going to find out. Do I think we're going to be a very successful team this year? It's very possible. We're depending so much on a handful of players to either meet or exceed expectations. And most importantly, Kyle Teal is probably not going to be a borderline MVP candidate again. I hope he is. If he is, I would be delighted, but I just don't think it's very likely. We prepare for him to fall back to his career norms, which is still a very good player, and then adjust appropriately. Hopefully somebody else here can step up. I'd love Jose Ramos to make a big push. There is more in this particular nut. And hopefully we can get that out. He is also 30 years old. This may just be it for him. He may just not have anything left. That's what we have players in the minor leagues for. Jeff Hinshaw, where did you come from? You're my 9th round draft pick. Do you know I did not remember him at all? Maybe another candidate to play in the outfield for us. Garrett Kozic is there. So we have options. We have choices. We have possibilities. I'm not going to let Ramos play that long if he isn't going to show us that he deserves to be in the major leagues. That's just how I feel about it. So make of it what you will, my friends. Bill Santiago, if he could play literally any position with any skill whatsoever, could be a really good player. He might just be a DH, and maybe that's okay. Maybe that's fine. Anyways, let's play some baseball. Let us deploy the baseball nader. A personal message. Okay. Billy Reed has improved. That's pretty sweet. I'm not married to any particular shortstop yet. I think Gibbs has the inside track, but there's a definite world where Billy Reed really improves. So we're gonna want to keep our eyes out for that. Mostly minor moves in either direction. Nothing truly exceptional is happening here. Um, Steve Lawhan losing a bit of velocity actually is a good thing. Um, it actually means he can control himself. If his stamina goes up, if he's a more efficient pitcher, that's something to look forward to. So, yeah. Oh, Jeff Hinshaw made some pretty substantial improvements. That's pretty cool. He's 24, so he's about the stage where he should be getting regular playing time, perhaps. Just not for this team. Dustin Catania is definitely in a position where if Ralphie... Is it Ralphie? That's not Ralphie, is it? Is it really Ralphie Velasquez? It is Ralphie Velasquez. I remember his name. Good for me. If Velasquez becomes too expensive, I think having a guy like Catania is really important. And he's also helping us develop our pitchers in the minor leagues. So he's never hit, so that's something worth monitoring. But he still has a role on this team potentially. Mike Fontenot has probably already lapped him, but again, we're not in any rush right now. Ronnie Stratton losing velocity is terrible for him. He's already a medium tier pitching prospect. If he loses velocity, I think he becomes less valuable. I think he becomes much less valuable. Um, this is a guy who has a literal ton. Okay, I'm joking, not a literal ton, but he's got a lot of innings in the minor leagues and hasn't really done much with them. We look at his WAR over the seasons. He's been mostly a non-factor. Not saying he won't make the club at some point, but for right now, at least, he's nothing special. Verghese lost a little bit, but Hoisington got a little bit better, so meh. Um, yeah. There is a universe where I value. I think Jackson is over by Columbus, if I remember right. Um, when I was an undergraduate, I knew somebody who lived in Jackson. Um, but I went to school farther south than Columbus, so maybe I'm wrong. Anyways, I do think there's a world where Billy Reed becomes starting shortstop for us. So Josh Gibbs, let's do a quick comparison, right? Because I think this is an instructive example of how I evaluate my players here. Offensively, they're very similar prospects. Very similar. Gibbs has a bit more power and has a little bit more BABIP potential. He's a much better base runner. That can't be understated. He's a much better base runner. Leaps and bounds. But Reed definitely can hold his own, especially against left-handed pitching. That's a possible role for him. I think he is overall a better hitter. But Gibbs is also younger and hasn't finished growing yet, so there might be more to unlock here. If we take a look at their defense, it's neck and neck. It's very, very close. Gibbs is better at turning a double play, but overall, like, the defense isn't that different. So I could definitely see a world where Reed becomes a shortstop for us, or a second baseman, or even a third baseman. There's a path forward for Billy Reed to have regular playing time if he earns it. If something happens to Chris Ransford, it turns out he can't handle the job, I think Billy Reed has a really decent chance at taking a third base job, potentially. Nobody has a guaranteed spot right now. Other than Mr. Tibbs, Atsuji Ito, Kyle Teal, and to a lesser extent, guys like Salvador Perez. We're going to see what happens, though. Morabito is going to be fascinating. If Morabito can give us the catalyst that we need, I think we're just a better team. Matt Place is somebody that we picked up in a trade that I was really excited about. He is like the big name reliever that we're looking for. So the question is who goes down to the minor leagues? It's probably Eric Powers. I don't see a ton of value in keeping a guy with no experience at the major league level. Sorry, he's not had experience in the high minors, so we send him to Double A. We call up Mr. Pless, and we instantly put him in as a middle reliever. And then we just see what happens, right? We just see what he might be able to accomplish, but I'm really excited by his potential. Really excited. So we're gonna definitely see what we can get out of him. I think we might struggle to score. And I am somewhat concerned about the sustainability of our pitching. We've got a lot of young pitchers pitching a lot of innings. And that always leads to some volatility, right? There's always a chance for some volatility. You would give me Jaden Fielder, Ruben Galindo, and other pieces. Let's take a look at him here in just a second. There we go. Jaden Fielder. He's not unuseful. He's not meaningless. I don't know that he's terribly thrilling, but what he brings to the table is something I have interest in. What are you asking me to give up? Ruben Galindo, I don't care. He's a guy with one really good pitch, which is a fastball. He's already 30 years old. I don't see there being a major league future for him. I don't care about Galindo. Aron is a center fielder that can't center field. He only has a hit tool, so to speak. He's not very valuable either. And Jackson Baker is done. I think we make this trade. I don't think it changes anything, to be honest with you. I think it gives me more options, but it doesn't change anything in a meaningful way. But I will accept this trade. And I will assign you to AAA. I gotta put you on the 40-man. Is that why? Did you just want... Were you afraid you lose them in waivers? That's probably fair. I will put you on... No. Don't waive him. Do not waive him. Okay, no. That was a misclick. I am not losing a player I just traded for because I'm fucking stupid. That doesn't happen, okay? He has to clear waivers. Can I have him clear waivers here? I know you can do stuff with contracts in here. That's why I went into edit mode. Here we go. Waiver days left, just set it to 0. Alright. Now I should be able to just do what I want with him. He should not show as being on waivers anymore. Disney percent cannot be running. He did clear waivers. Oh, do I have to set it that it shows he cleared waivers? That's probably it. That's probably the thing here. Yeah, we'll say he cleared waivers. Alright, now can I please take you off of waivers? No. See, here's the thing. I guess I could just pull him back if somebody else claims him. I'm going to finish a day just so it processes him. Yeah, it's really stupid. Like, he very clearly has cleared waivers. I set that, so I don't know why he's pretending like he hasn't cleared waivers. Can Can I just put him on the 40-man and then send him to the minors? Yeah, maybe. Okay, there we go. We did it. Alright. Sorry, guys. I normally don't like using commissioner mode, but I think that was warranted because I would have lost a trade player through no fault of my own. Let me check waivers real fast. He shows his cleared waivers, so now I can take him off of waivers. But you're saying he's not on waivers. You know what? I'm not going to worry about it. I know what it means. We're fine. Everything is acceptable. Alright, now with that sorted out, let's finish the month of April. Okay, April has been very kind to us. We're certainly not one of the best teams. I guess we are legally speaking one of the best teams in the American League. We have an okay lead in first place, which is kind of fun. I do want to flag Galindo as former Sock, and I want to see if they're able to make anything of him. Player development update. Cade Smith got worse, unsurprising. Jason Sabakul got a little bit better, that's fun. On got better, Velasquez got better, Pitts got better. Adam Wilson is gaining potential, that's really exciting. Always like to see people gain potential. Josh Vantine is having himself a nice little career so far. Hey, trading raw velocity for movement is always a worthwhile trade. Kevin Nauert is getting better. Adam Jones is looking like an actual stud, potentially. He has a 16th round draft pick, which obviously means I should have predicted this. Just really exciting stuff here. We're seeing some nice leaps and bounds by players here, which is good stuff. The really big names aren't getting a whole lot better. Like, I don't see Einar Montes in here, which is a little concerning. It's a little spooky. I mean, he is vaporizing baseballs at a pretty high clip. So maybe we'll be fine. I don't know. Alright, not enough meaningful time to make any big conclusions here. We're not scoring a lot of runs. I have a feeling this is the man that's to blame. Way too early in the season to trust much of anything here, but the fact is, he is playing exceptionally poorly. Like, there's nothing redeemable about his season right now, except I guess he's stolen every base that he's attempted, so yay. But he's not hitting at all. He's not drawing walks, which is meant to be his big selling point. He's just nothing. He's an absolute zero, and that's kind of disappointing. I'm not going to give up on him that quickly. I don't know if I have anybody that I would trust right now to be a leadoff guy instead. We're not really good at on-base percentage. I guess we're okay at it. Yeah, the team as a whole definitely needs some help. I don't think Salvador Perez is having a pretty nice season. We need more power from him. But he is performing well. He is playing at a decent level. His isolated power is trash. Maybe that'll improve. Again, I can't get excited about any numbers right now. Not really. Everyone with Jason Sabakul is having a good year, which is nice to see. The bullpen looks like it's in pretty strong shape. Maybe Joe Rosado is a little overexposed right now. But again, 15 innings, it's nothing. The defense looks great. The pitching looks great. I just need more consistency. I need somebody else to really step it up. I think we go another month and then reevaluate. And then see how the lineup's actually doing. I'm not requiring that we win, like, every game by 12 runs. That's not the expectation. The expectation is we just win. And if we win by 1 run or 100 runs, I don't really care. Randall Clemente is probably done. He's a marginal player to begin with. He's 29 years old. I can try trading him, but nobody's going to want him, I don't think. We can ask. Like, there's no harm in asking. In the slightest. While you wait, I did want to confirm that we will be beginning the new Out of the Park Baseball series on Mondays. Not this coming Monday. That video's already been recorded. But it'll be the following Monday. That is Monday, June the 16th, for those of you that are keeping score at home. We're going to have a lot more talks about that in the coming, probably next Friday. I'll give a little bit of a preview of what we're planning to do, but be on the lookout for that. If you haven't seen it already, I did a video on Monster Train 2 this Monday, and I'm doing a video next Monday on Knights and Tight Spaces. So if you want some deck builder action, that's where you can get it. Right. Let's keep it going. Oh, yes, Randall Clemente. Did I actually get any trade options? I was so excited about talking about the new Monday series, I didn't even check that out. Okay, nobody wanted him. What I expected. I'm just gonna waive him. If somebody claims him, to claim him, but nobody will. Nope. You can keep him if you claim him. I don't even really care. It just doesn't interest me. Oh, Gerald Rosado is suspended. Okay. Damn, 9 games. I hope you, like, kick the guy in the balls or something. 9 games is a lot for a relief pitcher. That's very yikes. Clemente, unsurprisingly, cleared waivers. We'll send him to AAA, and we'll continue the month. Ralphie Velasquez can handle catcher for a week. I don't feel any desperate need to put him on the IL. But maybe this is a good chance. As predicted, by the way, he is significantly lesser than he was last season. The power is gone, basically. That's the big issue here. His power is evaporated. I mean, maybe the hamstring injury is part of it. Do I go and put Teal on the IL and call up a new catcher? I mean, I do have a couple catchers in the high mind, and a couple catchers in the high minors who could probably deal with some playing time. Maybe Mike Fontenot is ready for a little bit of playing time. Maybe Adam Davis is ready for a little bit of playing time. I guess the only downside is Pedro Lira. I think just this once, I think putting Teal on the IL is sufficient. Oh, sorry. I wanted to put him here. 10 days out. And then let's go ahead and call up probably Adam Davis. No, not Adam Davis. He's not a good enough hitter. Let's call Mike Fontenot. And then in the lineup, we're just going to go ahead and play Velasquez as our starter. And then we're going to play Fontenot as the backup. So that's happening. All right, give me until June, please, so that I can then properly evaluate the team. Our lead is kind of evaporated. Okay, Jaden Charles is very serious. I don't fuck around with him. He goes on the injured list. I want him to recover and be at max skill. So the question, which starter is next? It's probably Alex Mendez. I don't see any reason not to try Alex Mendez. How's Eric Silva handling the minor leagues? Is he pitching well? He's pitching fairly poorly. He's okay, I guess, but he's not pitching especially well. Silva does have major league experience already, which Alex Mendez doesn't. You know what? Silva, you're in. You can be the ace for a couple of weeks. Salvador Perez misses 2 weeks. Okay. Well, Jeff Hinshaw can play first base. Jeff Hinshaw is playing at a pretty decent level, and he's 24 years old. Jaden Fielder is the better choice, though. Jaden Fielder is just the better player right now. So I think we let Mr. Fielder come in here. And again, I'm not going to juggle lineup that much. I'm going to let him go in and come in and bat third. I know he's maybe not the best suited for that, but at least for the short term, he's fine. We're just trying to make it through until our injured players heal up. Kyle Teal's already back and ready to go. Chris Rainsford is out for 2 weeks, so we're going to go ahead and put him on the IL. Mike Fontenot actually has played very effectively. Congratulations. Back to the minors with you. Kyle Teal returns. And Kyle Teal is going to catch. And Mr. Velasquez is going to back up. Now, the real question is who plays third base? I think the very obvious solution to the third base problem is we let Billy Reig play third base. He's actually hitting fairly well, so I think he's earned the opportunity. Then the question becomes who gets the other jobs? And I think we need to call up an infielder. Who do we have that is already ready for Major League attention? Not really anybody. Diego Velasquez is acceptable, I guess. He's not actively bad. He's not actively offensive. I kind of want to trade Mike Braden and see if somebody's willing to give me a more useful infielder for him. To be clear, Mike Braden isn't a bad player. Mike Braden has some upside to him. But he's second baseman only. He can't play third. He can't really play short, in my opinion. Maybe he can. Maybe this is we just give Braden a chance and see what he can accomplish. I guess that's as good as any other answer I've got for you right now. We do have Ricardo. He can play third and short, so maybe this is fine. Maybe a second base only dude is a reasonable fit. I don't really want Ricardo job sharing. I get why they want him to do it because he has the better glove. Actually, no, Reig has the better. Oh, Reig hasn't played third base at all. Why didn't you tell me that he had? Wait, am I fucking stupid? Did I just not... Do I not know how to read? I could have sworn he had third base. Yeah, you know what? If that's the case, we'll play Ricardo instead. That's my bad. I missed that entirely, that he was not, in fact, a third baseman. Okay, now you want him to be a third baseman. You know what? Do what you want, game. You want to do Reig and Ricardo? We'll do Reig and Ricardo. I don't even care, bro. So now you don't want Ricardo to play at all. Bro, figure it out, man. I will just... You know what? Fuck it. Teaching Reig third base is a worthwhile endeavor. It's fine. Let's just go after it. All right, let's just play baseball games. And play them well. By the way, playing them well is very important to me. Personal message, Mike Braden got better. Ted Robinson added a screwball. That's pretty exciting. I mean, if you want me to get my attention, adding a screwball will always get my attention. It sucks, but he has it. Some other people are performing fairly well. Nice. Jamie Borg adding velocity was wholly unnecessary, but I'm completely fine with it. Wholly unnecessary. Honor Montez is improving his overall. Is he destroying Double A? He is playing very well in Double A. He's hit at every level of the minor leagues. Oh, he's in A ball. No, you're in Double A now. You've earned the promotion. Congratulations. It really sucks for Chris Rainsford if Honor Montez continues to develop as quickly as he has been. He may never get a chance in the major leagues. But we'll see. I mean, he's getting his chance right now, I suppose. Really, I just called up Jaden Fielder's already hurt already. Like, what the actual fuck, man? I don't care if you're day-to-day. Figure it out. I got shit to do, man. Alright, we got Salvador Lopez back, so Jaden Fielder. You know what? Jaden Fielder is actually really effective. I know he didn't play a lot, but I think he can possibly hang. For right now, he goes back to the minors. Salvador Lopez has to start getting better. I think what he is right now is acceptable, but barely. This power number is not. If he doesn't figure out his power situation, maybe that's where Chris Ransford plays. Chris Ransford plays first base. I don't know. Let's look at the rest of the team. Is Morabito getting any better? Marginally. This does not please me. He's basically doing everything we don't want him to do. His walk rate remains minuscule. He strikes out way too much. He doesn't have a ton of power. He's a good left fielder. I don't think we can carry we can't carry a lead weight like this at the top of the lineup. We just can't. So the question is, who takes over? If I don't trade Morabito, somebody's going to take him off waivers. Do I keep Morabito and call somebody else up? I think that's maybe the better choice. Can Jaden Fielder play left field? He can play first, second, and third. Salvador Perez only plays first, really. Or you just call somebody up to be a DH. I don't know. Who is the most polished hitter that doesn't have a job? Is it literally Jaden Fielder? Jeff Hinshaw's having a pretty good year in AAA. He's hit at every level so far. I think maybe we call him up. Maybe. This is tough. If Ransford was healthy, I would just move Ransford to left field and see how he handles that. But he's not healthy yet. So I need somebody to play the outfield. Unfortunately, Trent Maben would be my first choice. He is currently hurt. He's out for 2 months. That's rude as heck. Kozic is probably the answer. Kozic has been a little bit more consistent in the minor leagues than Hinshaw. Is also a little bit younger. I think we go ahead and call up Kozic. Oh, wait, somebody has to go down to the minors. That's the issue here, isn't it? Who else is struggling? Jose Ramos is struggling. I said he would also be on a short leash. There is not an amount of power that you can be worth to make me put up with a 224 batting average. Certainly not the amount of power that you're showing right now. I think you have to go. So I think we definitely replace Ramos. We definitely replace Morabito. Which means maybe Ledbetter gets a shot. Maybe it's Ledbetter and Kozic in some combination. That's probably fine. Jose Ramos is gone. We had a good thing for like one full season, and then you've been nothing but disappointing to me ever since. So, story of my life. Jose Ramos, 30 years old, is too old to be having a shitty season. If nobody wants you, I will put you through waivers, and I will put you in the minors and just stat you to see if you can, I don't know, figure it out. But probably you can't. Eduardo Quintero is an excellent center fielder. There is tons of value in being good at defense and being very fast. I'm not saying that's my choice. Ethan Bass? Bass Pro Shops? Eh, he's okay, I suppose. I kind of like Quintero more. Let me try to get Pena and Quintero. If I can get both of them, then I will make the trade and I won't worry about it. I think Pena was in the low 40s, right? Here we go. This is probably fine. I don't really think I need to try to get anyone else added on. If you want to have Moises Bolivar, I wouldn't object, but I don't think it matters. Nah, I just make the trade. I just want the 40-man spot. Mr. Ramos, you are now a former Sox. At one point you wore socks, but now you don't. Socks are now forbidden to you and all of your line. So Kozic goes up to the major leagues. Ledbetter plays right. You play left. And Morabito is our utility guy. That's the move, I think. I'm not saying it's a perfect move, but I'm saying it is a move. Now, the real question is who leads off. It's probably Salvador Lopez. Maybe. Let me take a look at the batting stats here. It's just easier for me to see all the players at one go. It could be Billy Reeg, man. You know what? Fuck it. Reeg, you're in. Keep doing what you've been doing. We're going to ride the hot hand. Morabito is replaced by Kozic. And I value Ledbetter slightly more. So Ledbetter can be the new right fielder. He can be the guy that plays right field. And we need to regenerate our depth chart, and that's fine. Fine, and again, fine. I feel like you're really stretching to try to get bad bats or Mike Braden, but honestly, I don't mind too much. There's definitely worse things to do than try to shoehorn in a player that's worthy of your time. Like, it's a worthy decision. Let's go to the draft combine, please. Let's get some scouting in. Draft watch list. Here we go. All right. We want the best possible players, so we're just going to go add them on, just like we drew it up here. Okay. So, Jaden Charles coming back is honestly gigantic. I mean, the problem is, I don't know who we replace unless it's Silva. It's Silva. I don't know why I'm even thinking about this one. We want our guy back. I mean, I guess that we wanted to give Charles... You know what? That's actually a good point. Sorry, Silva. I think it's better to let him rehab. I don't think I'm that desperate. And I want him for the next, 30 years. I don't want him for just the next 6 weeks. So I'm going to ship you over to playing a rehab assignment in the minor leagues. If we get really desperate, then we probably bring you back early, but I think a rehab assignment might be really useful. Hey, there's Nick Morabito's career done. Okay. Chronic back soreness, honestly, friend, I feel that. Do we bring back Hinshaw? Or do we bring back Jaden Fielder and just rock with another first baseman? Maybe that's fine. Maybe I can live with that. Fielder playing once every 5 games isn't unreasonable. I'm not opposed to that. We can try it. Okay. How is the scooting going? Are we scooting to the appropriate degree? Nobody likes JoJo Tillman. That's funny. It's like, man, fuck that guy. Like, okay. Give me Dan Wallace, please. Once people hit high, I remove them. So we can look at other people. I am painfully aware, by the way, that we don't have like a ton of choices, but that's okay. I'll remove the two of you. Loa and Freeborn. And the combine is over with. Okay. Alright, let's simulate to the end of the month. Maybe I need to rush Jaden Charles back a bit more than I thought. Okay. Charles is fine. Silva, go back to the minors. So the question is, what do we do with Chris Ransford? There's not a universe where he doesn't make this roster. Kozic is badly struggling. I think we send him to the minors. I could call up Chris Ransford. I don't think we move Chris Ransford to left field. How's Billy Reed doing at third base? He's actually doing very well at third base. I think he is more than worthy of getting an extended tryout. So I think Mr. Ransford here is going to play left field instead. Let me just turn you into a left fielder, please. Oh, right, because he's on game strategy, he's locked to start at third base. It'll never let him, it'll show him playing in any other position. There you go. He's the bartender. That's a good name. Yeah. So hopefully putting you in left field will just give you a chance to just chill out and get better. I hope. And then Jaden Charles, get back here. We missed you. We missed you terribly. All right, trainer or third base coach are up for departure. How do I feel about those roles? We're content. Doris doesn't really move the needle one way or the other. Like, we're not even really using him except for teaching catchers. I think replacing Doris is fine. I think replacing James Kruk is less fun. I think he's good at his job, and I'd like to keep him around. I like to give young coaches, I like to just cycle people out with their coaching staff. Maybe it'll help with cohesion. Maybe it won't. I don't know. We are now struggling pretty mightily. It's because we haven't really solved the problems that we have. We haven't really found a solution to the outfield yet. Maybe that solution is coming very rapidly. Maybe Chris Ransford can just dominate Chris Ransford can dominate and play left field well. Maybe Billy Reed continues to play at a decent level. Lots of possibilities here, right? Lots of possibilities. Joe Rosado is something special. Do we change up the bullpen a bit? Maybe we do. Maybe that's acceptable. Maybe that is potentially decent. Billy Reed just got 5 hits, one of which was a double. That's good stuff, guys. Billy Reed, you're not a flawless player, but you're a good one, and you're doing what I need you to do right now. So, you know what? Keep going, man. Keep it up. How are we doing pitching-wise? Man. Brett Highfield is struggling. I think now we push the button. I think this is when On gets his chance to close. What is Brett Highfield's problem, actually? Oh, it's the walk percentage. Yeah. Hmm. I don't think you can be the closer anymore. I think if your ERA is that high, you're getting hit really hard. You're barely leaving anybody on base. That means you're letting a lot of people score. That's not great. So what I think we do now is I think you become not the closer. I think you become middle reliever. I think On becomes the closer. I genuinely think this is his time. Rosado probably isn't the setup guy anymore. I think Matt Puess becomes a setup guy. And I think Cade Smith is the guy we use more often. All right. Yeah, let's change some bullpen roles around and see if that makes any kind of difference. I don't think that it does, but maybe it does. All right, that's that sorted. How's the rest of the team? I like this view just as a quick overview. Ledbetter sucks. Tibbs is fine. Bautista's actually playing quite effectively. Let's swap Bautista and Ledbetter. Let's keep them both in the lineup, but I think, like, if Bautista's hitting in the 280s with his profile, that's a very solid player. Very, very solid. And he could be even better. So I think this makes more sense. And we just kind of hang out. Yeah. I think there's a real path for Chris Ransford to get a bigger role. I need more out of him, but definitely a bigger role is possible for him. Salvador Perez is not impressing anymore. I feel like we give him at least a little bit more time, but I do think this is one area we could drastically improve in. I just don't know where that improvement comes from. I don't know where that is, so I think we maybe wait a little bit longer for that. Brian was hoping we have 15 innings. Guys, why do you only have 15 innings? You are starting him, right? What? I beg your fucking pardon. Okay, am I insane? Oh, he's hurt. Okay, that sucks. That is really, really poopy. I don't love that. I don't love it. I am annoyed. Okay, I'll get over it. It's fun. It's not really that fun, but it's okay. Oh, let's keep going for now. Let's go to the draft. I don't care about Nick Morabito anymore. You're fucking dead to me, dude. He has to clear waivers. I don't care if he clears waivers. If somebody else takes him, they take him. I can't afford to have a super long leash because we are at least trying to compete for the postseason. If somebody claims you, no, that's stupid. Just trade him instead. I don't know why I'm being dumb right now. Somebody will trade for him. Somebody's going to look at his potential and think they can make something of him. Any greens? Not really. We could get Johan de la Cruz. That's kind of nice. He's kind of an interesting cat. Give me De La Cruz and Grant Smith. Let's see what that does. Was that guy's name Monkey? I swore I thought I saw someone's name was Monkey. Maybe not. That's disappointing. I wish his name was Monkey, because that would be amazing. And Sean Henry, maybe. What about Sean Henry? Got to think about it. I'll just make the trade then. Was Nick Morabito that great? He was a captain. I had like 10 captains, guys. Don't be such a baby. You know? You're a former Sock. I have 3 captains. I mean, apparently the Nard dog is pissing people off, so that's maybe one way we can help the chemistry a bit. We need to win. That's what we need. The more we win, the better chemistry we'll get. So, yeah. Okay, that's just cruel. That is exceedingly cruel. Who else do I even have that I would trust in center field? I mean, it's probably Ledbetter, isn't it? It's probably Ledbetter moving back to center. Yeah, that's what has to happen, I think. You play center now. Hey Kozic. Rainsford, you're playing well enough. I can move you up the lineup, right? Hey Kozic, get into right field. We are really struggling with injuries this year, more than most years. It's fine, but it is annoying. I have no consistency in the outfield. I have... That's not true. Tibbs is actually still performing fairly well. But... Alright, time to draft. I do get, if you remember correctly, I do get a supplemental pick because of the prospect promotion gizmo, so that's kind of fun. All right, let's get after it. Let's make some drafting here. Auto draft until my next pick. All right, what do we got here? Who are the players to get excited about? Looks like Ben Guy and Harry Hawken are the two that are immediately jumping out to me. I don't think spending my first round pick on a reliever is that great an idea, especially one that does have this big hole in his game. Like, maybe he's not what I'm looking for. What is Ben Guy's deal? Really good all around pitcher, tons of good pitches, low adaptability. He's a definite maybe. I don't necessarily like taking high school pitchers. Um, but he did perform well in high school. It might be fine. Harry Hawken would be an overdraft. Um, there is a version of Harry Hawken where he hits 300 every year, and That'll hold up at second base. But I don't think much of his defense. He's an infielder that doesn't play the infield very well. I don't think he's someone I'm interested in. Jerry Neal. Jerry Neal is exactly the kind of player that I really like. Off the charts makeup, excellent defense, pretty nice offensive skill set. I think Jerry Neal is the pick. I think we draft him. And I will meet his demand. As for the supplemental round now. And both Guy and Hawken are still here. Can I fix Guy? Can I unlock the most out of Ben Guy? If I can, then he is absolutely worth a first-round pick. Let me look at Mike Freeborn. What do we like about Mike Freeborn so much? He's a pretty good hitter. Good makeup, nice arm, which means he'll stick at third. All-around decent hitter. I think we go for Freeborn. Unless Frank Rivera is something amazing, which he's decent, but I think Freeborn is okay. Alright. So Hawken is taken, and who grabbed Ben Guy? Houston did, so they're both gone. That's fine. Sorry if you can hear the thunder in the background. It's very rude of Mother Nature. How do I feel about you? I don't not like you. You've got some interesting ratings that interest me. You've got two really good pitches, and your third pitch is actually worth, which is your fastball. I think a slider changeup guy could definitely succeed in the major leagues. He's kind of dumb, is a problem. I think there's value in him. I think there's definite value in acquiring Mr. JoJo Tillman. We like Mike Ginther. I do like Mike Ginther. I think maybe my new type in this game is big guy with big power that'll probably strike out 1,000 times a year. I don't think he's the guy that we take now, but I think he's the guy that we could take. I think I could see that happening. Twan Power. Nope. When his pitches are this bad, he's trying to get by off of only craftiness. I think it's going to be an issue. He did strike out plenty of hitters in high school, which is kind of interesting to me, but I don't think he's as good a bat as JoJo Tillman is. Dan Halpern is pretty decent. Dan Halpern is a good infielder that can also hit. So I think Halpern is a good choice. It's either Halpern or Tillman. I think I like Tillman slightly more. No, I like Halpern slightly more. We'll go for Halpern. Tillman is still here. I take Tillman. Easy pick. I take Tillman. Ginther is still around. He's getting to the point where I would draft him. I think maybe one more round if he falls again. I consider it very strongly. I like Flint Pick a lot. I think since I have the money to spend, I think picking him is okay. I do think he's overpaid based on what he can actually offer. But I think an elite power guy with a good batting eye and pretty good average, whose strikeout totals aren't that terrible, is the kind of guy that if he develops in the right way, he could be something Really good. So I think we go for Mr. Flint pick. And we vastly overpay, understood, but I think it's worth it for the chance. Evan Conway. I like him. Love it. Make it happen. I'm not going to look at the rest of you losers. Not when there's Evan Conway to be had. Alright. John Baugh. John Baugh is a professional hitter that can absolutely not play the field. I don't know if that's what I'm interested in yet, but it's possible. We like Gabriel Bertrand. I do not. For the low price of $0, I can always take the risk that he figures out how to throw strikes. Like, if he does, he becomes a bonkers quality starting pitcher. And I think for a 6th round draft pick, that's an okay risk. I think we do it. Done. Alright, what do we got here? You wanted Frank Hughes in the previous round, too. What is Jay Brown offering us here? He's a hardworking third base prospect. I see no issue with that. You want Jay Brown? We can have Jay Brown. He's not a second baseman. That part is a lie. But he's okay. We can work with this. Alright. John Baugh just keeps falling. I get other people probably see what I do. That he can't play the field. I would rather give him the chance. Nick Douglas is also another guy that's free fallen. I see why he's a terrible catcher, but he does work hard. Nah, I'm not going to outsmart myself there. I do like Steve Mays. He's very smart. Good velocity. A nice mix of pitches here. Good movement. Keeps the ball down. He's going to get hit, but not that much. I think Mays is fine. Alright. Chris Vreeland is a catcher that can actually catch, but a guy with very minimal offensive skills. I don't think he interests me. Jason Miller is all about, can he add velocity? If he does, I think he's a good pitcher. I think we take him. I think I'm considering that quite strongly. Let's grab some guys just for their tools, right? Let's look for a nice raw power guy. I was getting a little concerned there. I mean, Matt Allen is fine. I can take Matt Allen, sure. Okay. I think the problem with Tobias Kubek is the fact that he's already a college player, but he has hit in college, and he's hit fairly well. I think given how late we are in the draft, I don't think taking him in the 11th round is an overreach. 12th round, excuse me. I think Gareth Aubrey is a good selection, and we'll take him. And then let's look for some pitching potential. Let's look for just raw pitching ability. I want to see stuff. I want all of the stuff that is ever stuffed. And then we just go down until we find somebody that has a modicum of control. Kursi Dogar has pitched well, I guess. I'm not super enthralled by a guy that throws with this low of velocity. But maybe. You've got to find market efficiencies, right? And a guy who just doesn't throw like 10,000 miles an hour is one of those efficiencies. I like Frank Capitelli quite a lot. I think there's a lot to like here. So I think we go for him. Friends, I'm so glad my roof got fixed. It didn't cost us near as much as we thought it would. We had a leaky roof because of a really nasty storm tore off a bunch of our roof shingles, which was kind of shitty, but we're okay now. And now the roof does its job of keeping the outside stuff outside. Bob Wetzel is unexciting. He's not the worst. I can draft him. We're getting into the dregs anyway. It's not like there's a ton of players here that are going to change the meter here. Change the meter? That's not a word. Victor Sanchez is a yes from me. Let's grab up some hitters. Give me a guy with a tremendous batting eye. Just somebody who doesn't strike out very much. Scott Portelli, welcome to Chicago. I'll take Joey Holmes, sure. Final pick of the draft. Is there anybody who has elite BABIP? It's David Negron. One of those words. We did it. Draft over. Everybody's got their money. Hooray. How do we fix the Major League team? We're not scoring runs. Like, that is the quintessential problem. 21 home runs from Mr. Tibbs is nice. I wish he would do other things, too. I wish he would hit 250. That would make me feel a lot better about him. He's having a good season. There's a good chance he becomes one of our all-stars, but... yeah. It's just, honestly, a lot of players that are just not that great. I'm not really seeing anybody here and going, oh my god, what a tremendous offensive talent. I think a single player at the right position could really kickstart this lineup. I think that's something that could easily happen. I think Jason Sabacool needs to fucking figure it out. He's really frustrating. There's a lot of money invested in you, and for you to pitch this poorly just enrages me. I am engorged with rage. It's because you're just getting hit. Like, there's no way to sugarcoat it. You're getting hit. And you're getting hit a lot. Maybe don't do that. Maybe don't get hit. Try that. Try that on for size. Let's see how you turn out. Noah Schultz's meltdown is also concerning to me. The walks have gone up a lot. And that really frustrates me. You're being paid an awful lot of money to be one of the best starters in the league. You are not that right now. Thank goodness for Luke Geske coming back and having a great third season, excuse me. Thank goodness for Ray Hoisington being better than anticipated. But I'm seeing a lot of shit in this rotation right now. So how about you start pitching better, guys? How about you just do that? Choose to pitch better, please. But Schultz pitching poorly concerns me. It concerns me a lot. Yeah, bro's getting clobbered. Hmm. Concerning. Do we try to pursue veteran help? That I think is the ultimate question. We have $15 million to spend. We could take on a veteran. We have, lest you forget, a young lineup. No starters over 30, which is, I think, a good start. I think Chris Rainsford will be fine. I just think he needs to figure out what it is he needs to do. I think he's a perfectly acceptable player. We just need more from him, right? We just need more. I feel like the right first baseman could really kick us in the pants. I think maybe this is where we make our move. Maybe. Like, even last year, a lot of that was just driven by the fact, oh, I hit 312, so everything else looked better. I just don't know, guys. I feel like there might be a better choice. Is it a matter of just swapping Jaden Fielder? Letting Jaden Fielder start at first base? Does that solve our problems? Maybe. Let's compare the two, right? Let's look at Mr. Fielder and Mr. Perez Lopez. Asshole. I shouldn't call him asshole. That's not nice, but yeah, Lopez is just the better player. And it's not particularly close. Hmm. I don't know, guys. Let's chuck the trade block. Let's see if there is the kind of player that could really kickstart this team. Does such a player exist? I mean, I would grab Cam Collier in a heartbeat. But you're asking for one of my very best players. He's a pending free agent. That's a hard no. That's a terrible idea. Parker Meadows is okay. I don't think it really helps all that much. Maybe we just keep going. Like, maybe the answer is just letting these young players play through it. Maybe. We're not in terrible shape, but we're not in great shape either. And I am getting increasingly concerned that we're not going to get the big move that we really need, right? Dongmoon On made the All-Star team. Itsuji Ito made the All-Star team. And that's it. We got 2 All-Stars. That's reasonable, I guess. I can't really sit there and tell you that anybody else definitely deserves to make it. Kyle Teal, maybe. Maybe Kyle Teal not making the All-Star team is a bit of a disappointment. Who's our catchers? The catchers are all way better than him, though. Like, I'm not even mad, bro. I'm also surprised Jaden Charles didn't get consideration for the All-Star team, unless he just didn't pitch enough innings. Now, my bro's having himself a year here. Like, he's a really good pitcher. It's not his fault that he got hurt. But I guess it's literally his fault that he got hurt, but you knew what I meant. I just feel like if we do anything drastic, especially depleting our prospect pool, I think we're going to hurt ourselves in the long run. I don't know, as John Maynard Keynes classically said, in the long run, we're all dead. I think there's enough upside here to just bet on people just hitting better. Billy Reeg is starting to struggle a little bit. Maybe trusting him this far is a mistake. I guess I'm really missing a leadoff guy. I keep saying this every season, but it never stops being true that we're missing a leadoff guy. Somebody that just always gets on base, right? We need that kind of player. And I don't know where that player comes from. I don't think that player's on the roster. So they sign. Okay. O'Neal Cruz is nothing exciting to me. He's nothing special. Yeah, I don't think so. You're definitely not getting Adam Wilson. That is a hard, hard no. Walker Buehler has nothing left to offer me. Like right now, it's Yardley Cooks. He has a minuscule BABIP. That's not sustainable. I think that's just a hard no from me. I don't even care what he's asking for. Walker Buehler doesn't interest me. Jared Thomas is fine. Jesse Houston is nothing. People really want Savacool? Like, here's the thing. I don't even care about Jared Thomas. Like, Thomas is fine. Huster's whatever. I think getting the money of Savacool off the books, I think we just write him off as a mistake and make the Rockies deal with him. So if that's the case, can we get a starting pitcher from them? That's what I'd like to see. Can I get a starting pitcher? Doesn't have to be anybody touch it. Like, I'm not going to ask for Steve Higgins or Dalvinson Reyes. Can I get Sandy Ozuna? Is that asking for too much? It's probably asking for too much. Yeah, I'm not giving that much up. Okay. How about Oscar Pujols? Is that a guy that you'd be interested in giving up? No? Okay. I mean, this significantly improves my financial flexibility. I think it's worth it just for that. I would just like a better prospect. I know I'm being greedy, but I want at least one interesting prospect for this. Matt Hagen. Not that exciting. I mean, I guess I can ask. No, 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 no. This is not happening. I just go back to the original email and we just hit complete trade. Done. I think Savacool was a huge mistake. I think I overtrusted someone that hadn't done anything yet. Hunter Brown doesn't interest me. I'm now in the market for a starting pitcher. That may be something that I'm willing to spend a little bit for. Because Alex Mendez and Eric Silva aren't really the kind of guy that I'm looking for. I mean, Eric Silva is the next man up. But damn, I would love to get myself a better starting pitcher. Oh, Jared Thomas has to be assigned to the minors. Okay. You got to get a 40-man spot? Fine. Do what you want, man. I don't even care anymore. I'm just gonna cry myself to sleep. We get Bautista back soon. That's pretty nice. Who is available on the trading block for starting pitching? Logan Gilbert would low-key be a pretty solid addition if just for the one season. And you really don't want much in return. You want Markovitz. You can have Markovitz. Really? We think it's too much money? That's fair. What if you ate his entire salary? How does that work? I mean, I'm getting a better starting pitcher for free. And while I understand the Markovitz might be a decent pitcher someday, I don't think he's that exciting to me. I think we just make this trade, and old Baltimore finances our rotation for a year. There we go. So Gilbert instantly gets to pop in here and start. I still need to improve the lineup. I still think that's something we want to do here. Trevor Rogers is not the answer to that question. I don't know what question he is an answer to, but it's not that one for sure. I'm not trading a good position player for a mediocre pitcher. I'm just not. That's not a thing that I care about. All right, guys, let's get to trade deadlining. Hard no. Harder no. Brooks Lee? I wouldn't hate Brooks Lee. I would not hate adding Brooks Lee to our team. But I'd only get him for 1 year. Yeah, I'm not giving you somebody good for Brooks Lee. So, hard no. Sorry, guys. Sorry, pals. Cam Collier writes out, which is not possible. They just want too much for him. Yusako Oe? No. I appreciate that he's playing okay, but I don't think he's playing well enough. It's old friend Chase Mead Roth. We could try bringing him back, I guess, but I don't think so. I don't think that's something that I want to do. I'm checking here. I'm looking at on base percentages, and so far I'm not seeing anything that really leaps out at me. I mean, Aaron Judge would be funny, but I'm not paying $40 million. That's just not going to happen. If they ate his entire salary, I would think about it. That's basically where I would be, but I don't care that much. Yeah, there's just nothing good here. It's just a disappointing market for players. Ken Waldichuk is whatever. Dan Celestine is fine. Juan Castellano is okay. I think Jack Basir has a genuine chance to eventually make it into the major leagues for us, so I don't think it's a trade I want to make. I think I reject your deal. I think it's just another quiet deadline. I think my big move was getting Logan Gilbert and getting rid of Sabacool. And maybe that's enough, right? Like, maybe that's enough to get us where we need to be. What I desperately, desperately need is I need for Salvador Perez to start hitting. That's crucial. And I need Bautista coming back. Because he's actually a really good player this year. He's actually really, really good. And benching Ledbetter needs to happen yesterday. It just needs to. Especially given how Bautista's played this well this year. So, yeah. Jaden Charles, don't break my heart. Don't get worse. That's illegal. That's not an acceptable decision of you for you to make. To play worse. Honor Montes is holding his own in Double A. That's pretty crazy. I think we let him cook because he's still not even 21 yet, but he is proving to be an excellent player, a truly special player who's got a chance to be an important piece of this club. All right, we do have an issue that I haven't talked about at all yet. Oh, wait a minute, you don't have a team opt-out? Never mind. I was thinking of Noah Schultz has a team opt-out, but I don't think he's going to take it. He'd be pretty stupid if he did. Yorker, you're my only hope. Kozic, go back to the minors. Bautista. Oh, so he plays right. Honestly, Ledbetter is also shitting the bed. Like, he is also playing extremely poorly. Jeff Hinshaw, it's your turn. I will cycle through every fucking position player on this planet until I find somebody that can actually handle the outfield for us and handle it well. So Yorker Bautista plays center. And then Jeff Hinshaw plays right field. Jeff Hinshaw's not eligible for the postseason roster, but if we don't play like a lot better consistently, we're not going to do the postseason anyway, so I don't care. If he helps us get us there, that's good enough for me. Oh, you're not a closer, dude. You're actually pitching very well. I'm not saying that you're not. The problem is that On is dominating, and I'd much rather have the dominating pitcher continue to pitch than risk it with you. Like, you had the closer job and you lost it. Like, I don't know what else you want me to do for you. I have 500 career wins as a manager. That's pretty fun. Losing all those games is not fun. We need to win games, guys. We need to play better than the other team. That's a fairly crucial piece to our success as baseball players, right? We need to win games, like lots of them. Way more than we lose. Nothing too crazy happening. I like that Kyle Teal's getting better. That's exciting. Montes is getting better, but he's losing some of his potential. Okay. Aaron Tibbs, or not Aaron Tibbs, Mr. Tibbs, James Tibbs, he's Tibbsing it up. That's what he's doing, man. All right, we got to get 2 players onto the roster. I think one will be a pitcher. And I think one, you know what? Brian Abernathy, we can try it. Like, he's got himself a big old home run arm. I think we can try it out. Give me new depth charts, please. I don't think I've updated depth charts in a while. That could be an issue. This is fine. All right, let's get after it. Is Mike Braden hitting that well, actually? Is this something where I need to find a bigger role for him? He is hitting quite effectively in an admittedly limited time, but he's actually playing at a fairly high level. Probably won't last, but it's still fun to see it, right? We need to get hot. We need to go on like a 5 or 6 game winning streak. That would be amazing. Can you do that for me, guys? Can you just start winning games, like one after the other, in a row? No, we can't do that. That's not permitted. That's against the law. Okay. Well, I asked. Just gotta string them together, guys. String them together, one after the other. That's the key. That's the secret to postseason baseball. We need to just win games. And we're already eliminated. Well, fine. Like, look, Kyle Teal turning in a borderline MVP season is why we were so good last year. I'm disappointed, don't get me wrong, but I think it's okay. I think it's fine. Salvador Lopez did get there in the end. He actually did have a pretty good season in the end. It maybe took him way too long to get heated up, but he did end up playing fairly well. Man, Montez. 10 home runs in Double A. Just across the board, an excellent baseball player. 3 wins. He's in AAA next year, guys. I'm gonna promote him right now. He's just that fucking good, you know? At least the Orioles didn't make the postseason. You know what? I'll take that. I will take that the Orioles' reign of terror is now over. Ray Hoisington leading the league in strikeouts as a rookie is something that really saved this season from being a complete loss. AJ Shepard and Sam Mooneyham. Mooneyham. It would have been nice to have made the postseason this year, I'm not going to lie to you. But I'm not that annoyed by it. Dustin Catania retired? Man. I remember drafting him. That's a real bummer. I thought he always had some potential, but I guess he decided it wasn't worth waiting. Damn. Sorry, buddy. That's a downer. Oops. Until playoffs end, please. People got promoted. International amateurs, always fun. Person named L leaps Mazur in record book. Okay. Sure. That's acceptable. I mean, I agree that it's not a very good score. I don't disagree with that. But I was hoping it would be better. Montez won the MVP for Double A. That's all you need to know. Yeah, I feel like he just keeps producing, although admittedly this season wasn't his best. Hmm. Hmm. I think I extend his contract. I think giving him one more year is fine. He's still 29. He's still got more upside to him. Maybe he wasn't as good as he was last year, but he's still a leader on the staff. 2 wins for $14 is expensive, but it's not unreasonable. So I think keeping Kyle Teal is a worthwhile goal. I think we let him stick around. I got a 2-year deal, which is kind of fun. Even though I know you're probably very cranky with me because we didn't do that well. I think you've actively alienated me by being a fucking bitch. Okay? Like, the reason that Arnar Montes is not on the roster is because he's not ready yet. He'll get there, guys. Settle down. Damn, look at Ted Robinson. He looks like he could be a starter for us next year. Yeah. So how did the season go? What went well, what didn't go well? Ito had a down year for him, by his standards. It's probably because he didn't have the production, or protection, rather. But still had a good year. Like, he still was an all-star. He's still a great player. He is not the problem with the White Sox. Let me assure you of that. I keep thinking Tibbs has more. Maybe he just doesn't. Maybe this is just what he is, and we just embrace that. Maybe that's okay. Yes, he's going to strike out 25% of the time, but he's also going to draw lots of walks and hit lots of home runs. I think he's a perfectly fine... He's the one outfielder I can rely on. Although he's a DH, you get my meaning. I think Gibbs is solid. I think his rookie season was obviously quite a bit better. But I think this is fine. 23 home runs from a shortstop that also plays good defense is not something to sneeze at. Even though the rest of his offensive portfolio is not that exciting, I think he's fine. Lopez did eventually figure it out, which was good to see. Kyle Teal was decent. Chris Rainsford was a nice surprise. I put him under the lowest pressure environment, and he did succeed. Yeah. This is a perfectly cromulent... You knew it was coming, guys. You knew I was going to say it. A perfectly cromulent batting line for a rookie. It's not flawless by any stretch of the imagination, but it's enough. It's enough to show that he can get it done, that he just needs to keep working on his game a little bit, and that we should hopefully see even better things from him next year. He's not a great outfielder. That's something to think about long term. He's an okay third baseman, fine, but Ransford is okay. Ralphie Velasquez, at some point, probably needs to be given the starting job. Like, he just hits. He just hits. This is a guy who in part-time slugged .569. I bet it's the highest slugging average on this team. Yeah, it's not even close. So maybe Velasquez needs some more starts. I don't know. The Billy Reed experiment? I think he's okay. I think he is overstretched playing every day. That's where I feel like I am with him. He's okay. He's aggressively acceptable. He is not the long-term answer at third base. Yorker Bautista, he did cool off, but I still think he turned in a pretty solid season. He needs to stay healthy, obviously. But I think he is a keeper. I think he's somebody who can keep running center field for a while. His glove was actually disappointing this year. Maybe he just needs more time. I don't know. Jeff Hinshaw did hit a little bit, so he was a nice little surprise toward the end there. Maybe he can be our starting right fielder. I don't know. Mike Braden was acceptable, I guess. Nothing too special. Where's that other third baseman? Where's that Ricardo guy? Here he is. He was there. So. If last year too many people shot over their potential, this year I think too many people went under it. So there's a happy medium again. Okay. I don't want to sound defensive, because the fact is we're not getting it done. We're not getting consistent performance year in and year out from the right people, and that is costing us games. And at some point, that falls at my feet. We're not finding, identifying, and locking up the kinds of players that can control an offense. All of our players strike out way too much, except for Ito and Salvador Lopez. Okay, fine. They don't strike out too much. Everyone else strikes out too much. But that's not what bothers me. What bothers me is that they're not doing much when they do make contact with the ball. So that's something that I hope we can figure out here in the near future. That would make me very happy. The pitching, Jaden Charles is a national treasure. Ray Hoisington is really good. I want Charles to stay healthier, but we're getting like insanely top quality innings out of him. Like, the only thing holding him back right now is the occasional injury. I'd like to go deeper into games, but I don't want to take, because he did get hurt this year. I want to be cautious. I'm not going to take the training wheels off. I'm going to let him continue to only throw a certain number of pitches a game. Luke Geske, perfectly fine. Dong Moon on, I think we've got our closer now. At least I feel like we do. Logan Gilbert was fine. Justin Goldstein fucking sucked, but at least now I can send him to the minor leagues. Actively the worst. I mean, that's 2 wins right there. That's how bad he was. Nardog, I guess we can bring you back to try another time, but Justin Goldstein, can I send you to the minors now? Can I legally do that? I can. Great. Just great. Noah Schultz concerns me. I think he's been a good pitcher for a long time, but he was by far the worst he's ever been this year. How do we break it down? What happened this year that didn't happen in previous years? Well, for one, he allowed more hits. He should probably not do that. This is the issue. This is whatever. I don't like the fact he gave up more hits, but whatever. He had plenty of hits in 2026, so he's still a better pitcher. This is the problem. Control had never been an issue for him before. Not significantly worse. The home runs were up, but again, his home runs were also kind of up in 2020. Again, he was a better pitcher. It all comes down to the walks. The strikeouts are also down. That is also concerning. Both things are concerning to me. The question is this an off season? Or has his time come and gone? I hope it isn't. I hope that he is still an effective pitcher, still somebody that we can rely upon when the time comes. But this is not a good season for him. And hopefully there is a little bit more. I also have not lost sight of the fact that his stamina has also dropped. He is not the pitcher he used to be. And at the tender age of 28, that's disappointing. He has lost a lot of velocity since the previous season. But look, guys, I'm hopeful that there's still something here, that there's still more to give, at least another season or two. There's no way he opts out. It's possible that he opts out, but I don't think he does. So we'll see what happens here. Thankfully, Ray Hoisington was amazing. Luke Geske was pretty good. What changed between the 2 seasons? The home runs came way down. You just got hit less. Like, his peripherals are kind of similar. Strikeout to walk was actually lower than it was last year. He actually struck way more people out last year. But he was a better pitcher. He pitched in a far more effective capacity. The walks did go up. I hope that doesn't continue, but maybe he just got lucky. Maybe he just had the value of a better defense behind him. Regardless, it's nice to have some competent starting pitching. And I think Dong Moon On just stays as our closer. I think the time to fuck around with him is over. I think he's highly worthy, and that's where we are. Yeah. I think Place and On make for a fine bullpen combination. And then we just fill in around them. Cade Smith was off to a rough start, but he came around and actually ended up being a pretty valuable pitcher for me. Nothing truly insane, but pretty useful. Brett Highfield was better than he looks. Mostly because his peripherals are great. He looks like he was a better pitcher. He just had worse results. And that's how it is sometimes, right? That's just how it is. He also pitched more innings last year, which definitely helped his WAR. But he's actually a better pitcher this year, and everything but ERA. So still lots of opportunities for him to be a top quality pitcher. This year he just didn't quite have all of it. So on and Puest closing and in the bullpen, I think is going to be good. I think Gerald Rosado is probably about done. I don't know, but what I do know, my friends, is that I appreciate your viewership. As always, feel free to like and a comment if you have any. Don't forget to subscribe if you're not already. This way you can get the Monday videos. Make sure to click the little bell if you haven't already. So remember, June 19th, not this coming Monday, but the following Monday will be... Wait, that's not true, is it? June 16th. There we go. June 16th. I know how numbers work. June 16th will be the start of the new OTP series. I hope you'll join me for that one. And until next time, this has been Guardian. Thank you for watching, and I bid you good day.